going to talk about form validation. So in this video, you will learn registration and login form. So here we are going to do bunch of things at a time. So we'll create a registration form with validation, login form with validation, and then profile creation. So after registering and successful login, the profile page creation will be automatically. So how it will work and how we are going to create these all forms with the error scenario, like a required field validator, input field message, and there is like a valid invalid messages, how it will work. So let's see. It is very easy to do in Axure. So let's start. So we'll create one page which will say hello, and here we are going to create a registration form and then login form and then finally profile creation. So this video will go little bit bigger than the previous videos. So here we are going to drag and drop a box and will convert it into a dynamic panel. So I have taken the box till here and I am converting this to a dynamic panel. Now we'll give the name of this dynamic panel hello. So what next? So here we are going to create some of the state. Here we'll say this state as a registration. So I have given the name reg. Here what we need to do. So this is a registration page for any of the app or you can say like application. So what all things are required, we'll gather first. So this will be a kind of title or a header for the app. We say sign up or registration. So I will give the name as a sign up form, and we can give any of the color, can make the font, I will use Lato. So here it will be a 16 pixel. For look, no border, little shadow, it will look good. And then so for the creating a registration form or a sign up form, what all fields are required, we'll gather first all those requirement. So first we'll need username, and then we need mobile number, next email address, so what all there is I think there are a lot of fields we used to do in a sign up form, but for the app I think name, mobile number, and then email address, these all are for time while it is important. So we'll work on these three. Later if we feel like need to add more, we can add. So here username, mobile number, and email address. So these three are there. So we need a text box or a text field. So we'll drag and drop text field. We'll arrange this. So I have given the 5 pixel gap in between, and this is 18 and here it is 18. So all are aligned well. So now I will align this to this header and we'll say center. So now it is 38, so I will make it 38. The same way I will keep this mobile number. So after this I have taken the 30 pixel gap because we need to show the error message also. So we'll same copy and do the, so it will be a 5 pixel, and then again we need 30 pixel. So we'll check, it is 12, and this 30. So now we'll take this with the 5 pixel of gap. Yeah, now here we are, these all are done here. Now next we need a button to say submit or login, and then cancel button. So for that will we use bootstrap and button. Take this as a login, and one more for the cancel. Oh, we are missing one thing, password. So first we'll lock this, so it will be easy to align. So we forgot the password. So very important to create a sign up page, or either nowadays we are using the OTP, so we can add that also. So here is a password, and after entering the password, to confirm the user, retype the password. Retype password, and then we'll have login and cancel. So here we have all those fields: username, mobile number, email, password, and retype password. So there are multiple things like date of birth, gender, and all we can add it here. So first we'll validate this all. So what all the error scenario will happen here, like in a starting I showed, like here we have required field validator. So first we'll take this required field, and then we'll have invalid input message, and finally valid input field success message. So we'll create one error message. For that we'll take the label, and this label will say required field. So required field will have this, and this font should be a little smaller, say 11, and we'll make it color straight. Now the font we are using, so make it all the font family same, and even this also. And the next, this we are going to enter in text field, so it should be also the same. So here the font size is 14, and here it is a 13, so it should not be like that. We are using the same font size 14, and here for the error it is 11. So now this is the required field, and we need a invalid input. So for that we'll convert it into the dynamic panel. So we have converted this into dynamic panel, and the next we'll do invalid input message. So what will be the invalid input here? So this is for the required. So this is a required field, So I will say req, and then we just duplicate this state and we'll say invalid input. So in this state, invalid input, what we'll do, we'll say please enter valid, enter valid. So we are doing for the name, so we'll say please enter valid username. So this 2 is done. The same will use for the mobile, and same will use for the email and this password. So some of the criteria will change in password and mobile number. So this is the required field, and then we'll have the invalid. So please enter valid mobile number. Okay, so after mobile number, email address, so we'll say this is required, and please enter valid email address. And then password. So password required, okay, fine. But the second scenario, invalid input, you can't say like a valid password and all. So for that, we'll set some minimum length. So password should have minimum length is like you can say like password is 6. You can change this wording. I'm little poor on that. So password minimum length is 6. You can say that invalid, and then required is there, fine. And then retype password. Retype password, you can say password is not matching, and required field is fine. Password mismatch. Okay, so this is done. Now the next step, will name it. So this is the label username, and this is the input field. So input field, we can say enter user name. Okay, now this is mobile number, so we can say enter mobile number. And next we have the email address, so we can say enter email address. And this is password, so we can say enter password. And then this is the retype password, so we can say enter retype password. So now naming is done, and next is, so say this login button, and can say this cancel button. This is done. Next, what we can do, so if we want little look and feel, so we can make this all input field as Here is a border. We can hide our, so top border is hide it. Now we have the left and right, we can hide this all. So now in bottom we can get this like. So if we want to change the color of this border, we can change it, and overall this is going to be hide. So first we need to name this dynamic panel. So this dynamic panel is saying like a user name, and before that we can say error. So error username. The same way we can say others also dynamic panel like mobile number. So we can say error mobile number. The same way we can say error email address. Can say error password, and we can say error retype password. So now it is done. We can hide these all. So next, this is the username. Will come to interaction and we'll say input type. This is text. I think it is fine. Here we have the options: text, password, email, number, phone number, URL, search, and these all are not matching. So we'll say the text. And if you want to add the hint text, you can say enter user name. And if you want to make some max length, you can define here, like I have given, okay, 20 is fine, I think. So 20 I have given. So see, this is font is taking the same. So same way we can do in for the mobile number also. We'll come to interaction. Here we'll select the phone number, and here we can say enter mobile number, and we can define this to max length 10, because in India we are using the 10 number for the mobile number. So 10 characters it is set it here. For the email, so here it is an email, and hint enter email address. Okay, so what will be the next? So username, mobile number, email address, now the password. So in interaction, input type, we can say password, so it will be a invisible. So now hint, so enter password, and retype password. The same way we can give hint type. So first we'll set this password input type, and hint retype password. So instead of enter, you can say retype password. Now it is done. So max length you understood means how we can define the max length. Can go to show all, and here it is a max length. So for email address and all we can define that. So next is we need to give a field and a look once user input the on the text field. So what we'll do, we'll see. So we'll add here the interaction. So first we'll select all, right click, style effect. When it is selected, okay, so border color means line color will be red, fine. And when it is focused, the line color should be I think this color is fine. Okay, so selected is done and focus is done. We don't need mouse over and mouse down. So why we have done this selected and focused, we'll see here. So here it is a username. First we'll select, and before that, yeah, we forgot that success criteria. For success criteria, we'll have one icon which say like a check. If the username is right, so this icon will appear here, so user can understand, yeah, this is the right and this is the valid username whatever they are entered. So we can make it little smaller, so 18 by 18 is fine. And we can make this icon color same as our theme color. Okay, so this we can align in middle, and here we can say this right, or you can use valid username. So next we can use here the same alignment middle, and we can say valid mobile number. Same we can use here for email address, and we can say valid email address. So same we are using for password, valid password, and same we are using for retype password. So it is done here. So alignment is done and these all are done where we are using the valid. Okay, so we'll select these all valid things and we can make it hidden. Now next we have the username text field. We'll come here and we'll click on the interaction. We'll go to the text change set visibility. So here we'll get this text because this is selected one. So we'll select this text, and this widget show and hide. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll come here instead of this. Okay, we'll enable case, we'll say require, and text on a widget this equal text blank. If it is blank, so it will show what required field, so user can get to know it is a required field. So here it is target, we can use error. Okay, so this is a dynamic panel which we need to use. So here the name is the username, so we'll select the username dynamic panel. So this is the for type password, and here email mobile, and username. So we'll select the username, and after selecting username we need to set the panel, because we have the two different panel here. In username we'll have the required and invalid input, so we use the required one. So first case is done. So next logic, what we need to add case and say invalid. In invalid we'll say username should not be a numeric, right? It should be a number only. Oh, sorry, it should be alpha only. So characters. For that, we'll use this text on a widget. This equals text. No, we'll say is alpha. So if it is alpha, then it is a valid case. If it is not alpha, this is not valid. So we can use if this is not alpha. So here it is option for is not. So text on a widget, this is not alpha, so it will give error. Okay, so for that we'll use error username and the state panel will change it. So in set panel we'll use this invalid input, and we have the some of the scenarios, like if it is a numeric, so user will enter the numbers instead of name, so it will give this error. And now the next, when user input the right, okay, so it is a valid case where user is entering the right input. The text on a widget this equal, can say is alpha, and because we are checking two cases, so here we need to test both of them. So add text on a widget this is or does not equal to blank, then it will show valid user name, right? And this panel will be hidden here. So in this, error message will hide, and we have to hide this right scenario also. Why? I will show. Okay, we'll say later why we are adding this. Before that we'll delete this one. Now say okay, and we'll see how it is looks like. So here we have the username. We are saying 123. Oh, please enter valid username. Fine. We are saying then q2. Oh, it is showing, yeah, right. And then this. Now you got it, why we are going to hide this valid. Okay, so why we are going to hide this icon, like I have written q, it is right, but user input that 2, so this is alphanumeric, right? So it should not appear, and so for that reason we are going to hide this, and it should show once it is the all in alphabet. Okay, so that's the reason we are going to hide this valid icon. So here this valid username icon is here, so that icon we are going to hide here, and here also we are going to hide it, and here we are make it hidden to this. So here username I'm giving q, now it is right, q2, no it is wrong, and it is hidden. It looks good, right? So You can see here it is the line color is coming while it is a focused. While it is a focused, it is coming the same color which we have given, but once it is a error, it should show the red. I think so, right? So why not we just update this text field? So how we'll update that? So here it is a require and all. So this is the error. So what we'll do with this? This is the text field. So the name of this text field is enter username, right? We'll take that, and here in required, which is the error scenario, we'll say set selected checked text field this true in the error scenario. The same way invalid input will use the same, but when it is a valid scenario, it should not be a this true. We will make it as a false. So this, and we'll say this to false. Okay, now we'll again preview it. So it is focused. We say Q. It is coming fine. When Q2, yeah, it is coming right. So now it is right. It is looking like here is a error. We need to enter a valid username. So here we'll say like Ram. So it is coming fine. And if I say Ram 222, oh no, right? So it is taking a alpha values, means like only a characters. It is fine. So this field is fine. The same way we have to validate the mobile number, email address, password, and retype password. So how it will work? So we'll move to the next. Here is the mobile number, new interaction. So new interaction will select this text change because while we are typing. So we'll select this widget, say okay. We'll come here, we'll say enable case require. Add the logic text on widget this equal to blank. Fine. Well, so this is for mobile number. Yeah. So target is mobile number error. So here we have the error mobile number. We have selected this. So it will show, and we'll select the state panel, and we'll select this mobile number. We'll say require. Fine. And then we'll add another case. We'll say invalid input. So what is invalid in mobile number? First, it should be like numeric. If it is not numeric, then it is a invalid, right? So text on a widget this equal text. No. We need is not numeric. If it is not numeric, then it is a invalid. So the same, we'll copy this and we'll paste here. Just we need to change the set panel state. Instead of require, we'll say invalid. Fine. Now the next, what we need to show success. So here it is, its name is a valid mobile number. We'll come here, we'll add case valid. So text on a widget this equal to blank. No, first it will check does not equal to blank and add. add text on a widget. This is numeric. Fine. So it will match all the case. If you want to match only any of them, you can select this match any. But here we need both, as well as not a empty and numeric. So this is done. So it will show all. So mobile number, fine. And so hide this, right? So we'll copy and paste this. We'll say hide here. And this in this two scenario, we are going to hide our success scenario. So valid mobile number icon, we are going to hide it here. Same here also, we'll hide it. Then okay, and we'll preview it. So now it is one, it is fine, right? And required field, it is coming. Once it is this, please enter valid mobile number. But here I want to add one more scenario, which is like I have given the max length is the 10, but while I'm pressing 1, it is showing fine. No, it is not fine because mobile number is not only a single one character. So how we'll do that, we'll see here. So this is required, this is invalid, and one more scenario we are going to add, which is like length, right? So we'll check the length. We'll take this option, length of the widget value. This equal, we can't say equal. If it is a less than value 10, then it will show the error. So it is here, then it will show the error. So we'll check this. Yeah, it is fine. We'll take 3 of the cases and we'll say this. Okay, so here we need to add this also in a success scenario. First we'll check how it is working. So error mobile number and this invalid input, yeah, whether it is working or not and what error we are getting. So 1, it is showing, right? Okay, means it is not taking. So what is the reason here? If, else if, and again it is else if. Okay, so first we'll move this to if. So this error will check here and then fine. So now we'll test again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, now it is fine. But once we remove, it is showing please enter valid mobile number. So we are typing some characters. Oh, it is wrong input. If it is like 1, 2, this alphanumeric. Oh no. So we have to press, we have to enter only the numbers. Then it is right. So next we are moving to the email address. So how will test the email address? So here it is coming tooltip like a please include an @ in the email address. Enter email address is missing @ here. Oh, no tooltip just for this. So this is we didn't write this case. It is coming from the Axure library. So by default set visibility this widget. Okay, so we'll come here and we'll add the cases. First is like require. So text on a widget this equal to blank, so it will show error. We'll select this. This is for email, right? So email Here is email and the state panel is require. Fine. Now the next is once it is invalid. So what all things is there for email which is invalid? Means we are not adding at the rate and that dot and then .com something .co.in and something. So we'll test what all things we can add it here. So text on a visit this equal text. Here will come, we'll say contains. Okay, so text on a widget this contains text at the rate and text on a widget this contains text dot. So this is the, if it is not there then it will show the invalid. Okay, so we'll change this does not contain at the rate, does not contain dot, so it will show the error invalid. So here we'll change this invalid input. Now it is fine, I can say okay. This two case and this for the success. Oh, valid email address, we need to add it. So this dot is there, at the rate is there, fine, add case and say valid. So for valid input it should not be blank first. Okay, and then text on a widget this contain at the rate and it should contain dot. So I think 1 2 3 cases are done. So what will happen, it will show valid email, so valid email and hide this all error message here. So we'll hide this error message and here we'll hide the valid address. Here also we'll hide the this. Now done. So while it is error, we have done the before that, like this is enter email address, the color of the border line will change, that we are missing in a this text field. So checked this, selected true. Here also set selected true, right? And here it is false. Fine. So I think in mobile we have not done. Okay, so here also we'll do that. Okay, so set selected checked true invalid. So this is also invalid. Okay, so this true, fine, and then again this border is true, fine, but invalid, it should be false. Now we'll preview. Here is preview. So now in mobile number, oh, it is coming fine. It is coming fine. So now the next, this email address. So while it is an email address, please enter valid email address. We removed required field. Both scenarios are fine. Hmm. So what is the next? We need to check the right, like we have given from @gmail dot. Oh, it is fine. Com. So we didn't add the com, co, dot in and something. So till here we can test it. If dot is not there, so it should show the error. If @ is not there, it should show the error. So here it is checking @, then it is checking ram @. We have written Gmail or something, gm dot. So while I'm pressing dot, it is checking this, right? So but we are removing this dot, it is not going because it is checking any. Once this both is not there, so it is showing error. So we'll correct this. In email address we have given this match all, it is there. So this and this, okay, invalid. Oh, invalid, we have the multiple cases, does not equal to blank, and then we have dot and @. So there is a multiple way, like we can say this comma dot also, we can add it from here. So that will do in a next lesson. First we'll collect all this validation here. So now the password. In password we have enter password here, set visibility, this visit. So for password we are going to do like enable case. First is required text equal to blank, fine, and then it will show the error. So same, we'll select this dynamic panel for the password, and here we have the state panel for the password required, it is fine. Now next we are going to add the next invalid. In invalid we'll add text. So what will be invalid? The minimum length, right? So minimum length we can add it here. For that length of visit value, this less than value 6. So less than 6, it will be a error. So here invalid, so if it is a less than 6, we are going to show this both error. Just we are going to change the state to invalid input. And the next is if it is valid, so here add valid. So invalid text on a visit, this is greater than or equal to text 6, so it will be a valid. And one more scenario we need to add here, this equals, so it doesn't equal to value blank. Okay, so it is fine. Then it will show valid password, and then this is hidden in this case. So error password will be hide, and this two scenario we hide the valid. So now it is fine. We'll check the password, preview it. So password, it is 1, minimum length is 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it is fine. Once we remove this, it is saying minimum length is 6. So it is fine. Now we need to retype password. So in retype password, how we'll achieve that? So here we can see the password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and multiple of the 3. So same scenario, we have to check it here, but the little change, like a retype password will have text change interaction. This widget will add the scenario. So first is require text on visit equal to blank, so it will show error. Error will be retype password. Select this dynamic panel, set require, and will add case if it is invalid. So text on a widget, this equal to what? Because we need to test here, means like both password and retype password same. So for that, what we'll do, we'll take this enter password, text field name, enter password will match both. So in this case, we are going to say invalid if text on a widget this equal to text on a widget this. So this widget is coming 2 times. Instead of that, we can select this. So this equal to this, then it is valid. If does not equal, so it is invalid. If it is equal, it is valid. If it is not equal, then it is invalid. So this the scenario we have added here. So this is enter password, and this is for this widget means retype password. So if it is invalid, we'll have this two scenario. So hide, this is fine, and here it is invalid input. Now we are working for the valid. So we'll add case, we'll say valid. So text on this widget, this equal to text on a visit, enter password, retype password. So enter password, if it is equal, then it will say valid, will show retype password, and will hide this. Hide the error. Now the success scenario will hidden will be here and here. Now okay, so we'll preview and we'll see what is the progress. So here I have given 1 2 3 4 5 6, and I'm entering 1 mismatch, 2 mismatch, 3 4 5 and 6. Fine. It is working fine. So password and retype password is working fine. Then email address value taking like given ram @gmail.com. Mobile number 12345678910. We can't enter more than 10 because we have given the max length. Okay, so next username I'm giving ram. So all is done, and then finally login. So how we'll add the case for the login state means like we are testing each text field on the user input, right? Every step we are doing the validation. So while we are doing validation in each and every state, so how will set for the login? So whenever user will click on login, it will show please oh sorry, it should be like a sign up, not a login here. So sign up or a submit, so it should show the user like you need to fill all this. So what we need to do here, so we'll say submit, or you can use the sign up name also. Then it is done. So submit, what we'll do, we'll make it as a disable here. So we'll select this style, and this is mouse over, we don't need it, selected is fine, and disable. So fill color, use this. Okay, we can use this, it's a little better. No, submit. So submit button is fine. Border color we need to change. So here is the line color, and we'll use the same, this, this. So by default I will make it as a disable. Now once the last field retype password will be corrected, then it will be enable. Okay, and before that it will be a disable. So this is a valid, required, invalid, and valid. Okay, so we'll say this submit button. Okay, so submit button will enable when it is a valid. Okay, so this and submit button. So once it is a valid, once this field is a valid, then it will enable the submit button. For that, we'll add here enable and this button, submit button. So it will be enable, but in other scenario it will be disable. So we'll test first how it is working, then we'll make other changes. So preview, username I have given mobile number 12345678910, email address ram@gmail.com, and here we are giving password 123456, and here given 123456, and then this is enable. Suppose I have removed this, so password is mismatch, one error is here, and in this error submit button is enable, so this is a wrong. So correct this interaction. How will correct? will correct with will disable with these all errors. Like we'll take this enable submit button, we'll say enable, instead of enable we'll say disable. The same way here we can say disable. Now, so yeah, I think I have forgot that. So this should be shown in a red border, right? Here it is not coming. So I think we missed that. We'll add it here. So set selected, retype password true, and here also. Okay, take this. Okay, once it is a valid, then we can say false. So here also I think I have forgot. Okay, we'll take this and here we'll say this. So it will show the red border, so it will be like a error. It will be clear to user. So here also we'll add that. We'll select, paste it, and if it is a valid, we can say false. So enter email address, here it is given, and mobile number is given, username it's already given. Okay, now we'll preview. So username, oh, I'm entering in number, so I will give Naveen. Now mobile number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Email address, so here I will take Naveen wave t @gmail.com. Now password 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Once it is right, all right, then submit button is enabled. Suppose it is wrong, submit button is disabled. So I think this is the right way to show submit button enable once all the fields are successfully filled. So here oh, so we have given 1 2 3 4 5 6 and the same 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now the next sign up is done. We'll move to the login. So in login it should take the this password and the we can use the mobile number or username. So here we are going to use the username Naveen and password 123456. So while we log in, then we'll see whether the login is right or wrong and how we can do that. So it is very interesting to create that scenario. So let's move to the login page. So once user has submitted this sign up form, they have submitted all the queries. So next we'll move to the login. So just we'll duplicate this and we'll say login. So in login page, what all things we require? So here is a username. We don't need mobile number. We don't need email address. We just needed password. So we'll delete this and then password. Keep this. So here, while we entering the username and then password, we should not say to user any of the scenario, like here we have the error scenario required field and invalid. So invalid will take the if it is not matching with the previous text field, and the same way required field and invalid means if it is not matching with the previous. Okay, so here we can say password mismatch. Okay, so for that we need to go to this required field, and here this username, enter username, this text field name, and in login, this is, we can say login, just will add login, enter username, and here we'll add login, enter password. So remaining scenario will be same. So here just we are going to change the require is fine, and then invalid. Okay, so when it is not alpha, that is the invalid scenario here, which we are going to change it. So text on a widget, this equals text on a widget, enter username. So this is from the registration, right? Select this. Okay, so okay, just we need to, if does not equal to this text, then it is showing the error, and the invalid case will add the both. If it is a blank, does not equal to blank, and then text on a widget, this equals text on a widget, this from the registration. Okay, so it is done. Username is done. Then we'll check password. Password is, I think we need to take the retype password scenario here, like text change, it is required. So text change, it is required here. Now this is for the require field, so this is required here, right? It is fine. And then length we are not going to check here. We are saying just text on a visit, this equal, does not equal text on a visit. Okay, mm, 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 mm. Okay, so this is login, enter password, and there it is, that, right? That is a enter password. So we need to test this. Text on a widget, this equal, so error scenario will say does not equal. Text on a widget will say enter password, so this one. Okay, now say okay. So valid scenario will check text on a widget this equals to text on a widget, enter password, then it will show the success and it will show the login. Yeah, so button scenario is here we need to update it like a login form. First login form and then we should say login. So here we can say login and this field will capture this login button scenario. So once this valid, show this and enable login button, and in other scenario it should be a disable as we discussed in a previous why it is required. So we'll make it disable in both error scenario. Okay, so now we'll say here in registration page submit will go to login page. Okay, so click or tap, set panel state hello to login page. We can add animation, fade in, slide up, slide left. So we'll use this slide down something and say okay. Now we'll preview. We'll say this RAM, then we'll say mobile number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, and we'll say the email address ram@gmail.com. Then we'll say enter password. So password will 1 2 3 4 5 6, and here we have given written retry password 1 2 3 4 5 6. So now we need to remember the username and password. So RAM and the password is 127. Submit will come to the login. We'll say RAM. It is not matching. Reason we have given in a small character. So once we'll give RAM, it is matching, and then password 1 2 3 4 5 6 is matching. So now login is enabled. So once we'll give the login, it should go to the next profile page. So let's do for the profile page what we needed. So we'll duplicate this register page and we'll make it a profile. Here is the profile page. Okay, so profile it should not yeah, so profile we no need of this kind of like a username, mobile number and all this thing. Just we need some of the inputs here. So here is a profile, so which will say your username. Okay, like we can use the user and this will be some of the color like this, and we'll use the same color. Okay, and here we'll use one box or a label which will say hello. So now here it is left align. We don't need any border, and it should be like this. Okay. So here we are saying hello and the username which is entered outside. So in login page or registration page, whatever we have said that username, and so hello, suppose here is a Ram, so hello Ram, welcome. So we can say well. So this is the profile, just a simple profile. Even we want to add the all those text or information, we can add it here. So here we are removing this, and first we'll say name. We can say profile name. So profile name is fine, and here we can change this text to Lato and no border. So it is 13, it is 13 and 13. Yeah, that's fine. So what will do that? So once it is login, it will take this login button to the profile page, right? So right now it is disabled, and we have given this interaction. It will go to the, it will enable the login button. Fine. So once it is enabled, so login button will add the interaction. Click or tap, set panel state hello to the profile, and we can give the animation slide on. Okay. So what we'll do this, enter username, login into username, and this login. So we need to add this set text. Okay. So set text on the profile name, and the value will take it from the login. So here we'll say the add local variable text on a visit login. So login username, and this is lvr1 just for local variable we have added here. Okay, fine. So it will take this username to the profile page. Even if we want to add some text like we can say here hello, so it will be the name. So hello Ram, welcome. Now okay, now we'll come to this profile. Now we don't need this, and we don't need this. We'll delete this, and this is the text we can have here. If we want the color, suppose we don't want some other, so just we can use this color for this text. And if we want font size little bigger, we can say here. So let's close it. Now we'll preview, we'll test this. So preview username, I have given some other name, will use Syam, and then mobile number 12345678910. It's fine. We'll say SYAM at the rate. We'll say yahoo.com. Fine. Then we'll say password 123456, and then 123456. Okay, then submit it. Now here username Syam. This is fine. Suppose if we have written in caps, then it won't take, it is a wrong input. So careful. So Syam, then password 123456. It's fine. Now login. Hello Syam, welcome. So you come to this profile page. So if you want to add some more criteria in your profile page, like editing and all, you can do that also. So that we'll see in our next lesson. And I think here we have learned a lot to setting up the text, and how we can remember the username and password, and it is working like a database. So how is the lesson? Like we have covered almost all, like a registration from with validation we have covered, login with validation done, profile creation done, and after successful login, profile page creation automatically, yeah, it is done. So now error message scenario, like a required field validator we have done, invalid input message done, valid input field success message is done, and then these all scenarios we have covered, and then finally user profile is screen after successful login. So how is this hello app? So here, like we have sign up, and after signing up we got this login. So we'll see again how we have done. So and here password. So this is the sign up. We are on to sign up. Then here we need to enter name. So I have entered, it is matching with that database. And here we have the password, and then we are getting login, and we are saying hello Naveen, welcome. So I didn't enter name here, so it is fetching the text from login to here in profile. So in next lesson we'll see for the password criteria, what all the password criteria we can give, and this next after the profile, so what all things it should come to the profile, and whether user can edit their profile or not, and how they will go to the next dashboard and all. So for today it is done, and thank you very much to listen this lesson. Please add your comment. I'm very happy you have seen the previous lesson. Thank you very much.